When party and protest culture joined forces in the mid-90s in Sydney, it seemed like anything was possible. Amazing times were had, from unstoppable inner-city street parties to mind-blowing bush tours and Australia-wide anti-nuclear actions. The shared euphoria on the dance floor forged many alliances and inspired many crews whose primary objective was to bring good times into people's lives at the same time as spreading a positive message. The explosion of the internet had allowed new ways of communicating and publishing, uniting many facets of the underground across the world. Sydney's code-crunching crew Catalyst gave birth to the self-publishing online news format called Indie Media that then mushroomed around the world as carnivals against corporate tyranny exploded onto streets in different countries. Politics and party became fused. All-night doofs became arenas of radical transformation as attention was drawn to social and environmental injustice. As the 90s marched on, the movement grew and diversified around Australia. Reclaim the Streets, when it was seated in Sydney in 1997, supercharged the movement as its model of creative and friendly dissent exploded onto Sydney streets, spreading the message of resistance to a techno, hip-hop and reggae soundtrack. John Howard, who became Prime Minister in 1996, added fuel to the fire of cultural and political dissent which challenged his greed is good neoconservative agenda. 2 years into his reign, Australia-wide community anger manifested with an attempted storming of the Parliament during a mass protest in Canberra. Also rising on the wave of dissent in 1998 was the campaign to stop the building of a uranium mine at Jabiluka at the top end of Australia. The black hand over a radiation symbol became the sign of the times. Oms Not Bombs held fundraisers at Graffiti Hall of Fame and the much-loved 61 Regent Street venue in Chippendale and spread the word on the ills of uranium mining.
Oms Not Bombs, Dig the Sounds Not Uranium Tour, 1998. Oms Not Bombs has been going on since 95, protesting the French testing in the Pacific.
Oms Not Bombs itself was a journey from doof and dancing and meeting these different people who weren't stuck in the grind of 9 to 5, let's buy a house, and actually more interested in looking at Australia and its environment and trying to help it.
We decided to, okay, we're going to drive a bus up there.
This was us creating the new world that we wanted to see.
Dance in its very nature is something that brings people together, and when people come together doing something that they enjoy, it creates a positive energy. Most of the people here in these camps and that put on the protest parties, they're not motivated by money, they're motivated by generosity.
We're here in Circular Quay, just outside the ERA building. They're the ones that are destroying Kakadu with their Jabiluka mine. It's so weird to have a camp as though we're in the bush, right in the centre of the city, and it's really colourful. And so a lot of people stop by. What ERA plan to do is a disgrace. We want to finish ERA, we want to put them out of business. And these people are all committed 100% to stopping the mine.
We fixed this bus up through a collective. There was Scottish Chris, the driver.
$3,000 state transit bus from Wollongong.
Something that we could take to up to Jabiluka, across Australia through the desert.
The bus was a all-in-one people media awareness campaign against the uranium mine in Jabiluka. With the help of Tony, of course, as well. Thank you, Tony. He came to sort of save the day on many occasions.
Just as rave and hip-hop culture took root in Sydney, Graffiti Hall of Fame was established by Tony Spanos at his Alexandria Meatworks in 1990. The graffiti-covered space helped unite local battling graffiti crews, who all helped to cover the car park in its iconic murals. Graffiti Hall of Fame also became an inner-city youth encouragement centre, a headquarters of Tony's projects, which included supporting local environmental and music initiatives, as well as Indigenous sports teams and social justice campaigns at Redfern's embattled block.
Back in the 90s I could see this wonderful art. It looked like ancient Greek to me. It was in my DNA somewhere. I could read it, but I couldn't understand it. It was very colourful. So I opened up the car park and DA approved it. The Graffiti Hall of Fame wanted all the art of the young people so they could possibly have their dreams come true and inspire other young people through art to come out of the shell. And the graffiti boys were endangered species. You know, the police hate them the most, and they're dying for their art, hanging off trains or whatever. Showmanship, but they just needed to collect their energy and put it on a different platform than the railway one, you know? And they did, and they became famous, and all those kids that were underground traded in their criminal records for a business card and they survived it, and then all I did is give them a car park and turn it into something amazing, and then got me in all this trouble with the authorities, and I had to balance out which is better, you know, to stay on the front line or surrender in front of them all. And I knew that I couldn't make the difference and they had no chance without me, so I may as well jump ship and stay on their side and blow the lot.
Graffiti Hall of Fame was crucial in helping make the Oms Not Bombs tour to Jabiluka possible.
Oms Not Bombs is here to save the world from the evils of uranium mining.
Right, let's do it, gang. Say goodbye. Oh, one bus at last in Canberra.
It was at the Canberra Aboriginal 10 Embassy where we met Uncle Kevin Buzzicott and Auntie Isabel Coe and other Indigenous elders and activists pushing for recognition of Indigenous sovereignty. We would have a lot more to do with them in the years that followed.
Our sovereignty, our right to survive in our own country.
We send a very strong message of solidarity and support.
But I want to go up and join the blockade again and feel really strongly about being there with everybody else.
We went down to Gippsland. We helped the guys down there protest against the old growth logging that goes on, which shocked me.
Goolanguk has the site of Australia's longest running forest blockade. It has been a flashpoint of protest police and loggers for decades. Some of the forest has been logged, but there are still sections of mature old growth forest remaining, and many people have put their bodies on the line to save it from being destroyed for a quick, unsustainable dollar.
And we stayed out in the forest with people who had been blockading there for a long time, and it was a lovely place, an amazing old growth forest. We were walking through regrowth forest and then into the old growth forest, and we just saw the amazing transition of biodiversity and just the completely different feeling of the old growth forest.
Right, we've got Connell and Baz here lying in bathtubs. They're just about ready to lock themselves on.
It's a bit different from the usual thing in life, I suppose, lying in the ground. It's a bit early in life to be in the ground, but this is good preparation for us, I suppose.
Well, all I can say is if you care that much for the forest, you should come out and just experience it, really.
On the journey, we do gigs in each town as we head up the top, so from Sydney to Canberra to Melbourne to Adelaide, some of the larger gigs to like Roxby Downs to like little protest gigs, and then we push it all the way to the top.
We're just sort of putting a few nice big radioactive landmarks to show the punters where to pull over and to doof the green planet.
Green chaos in the house! Day after our highly successful doof, Oms away, and we're in Hawthorn, and it just happens to be a Pauline Hanson talk at this town hall down here. They're bringing in the horses now. I don't think there's any point in talking to the coppers, so I've been trying to convince the horses to turn around and go home. I think it's working a bit.
We're in Melbourne. We're at the Fort Zone warehouse. I think we've been in Melbourne for a couple of weeks. It's cold, it's drizzly, it's wet. New toys have been a great inspiration to me since about '87 when I first saw their car hinge at Glastonbury in the UK, and that sort of twisted my mind, and so it's great to be here.
Mutoid Waste started in the 80s in the UK, a fusion of the vision of Joe Rush and Robin Cook. Influenced by the Mad Max movie and Judge Dredd comics, they specialised in organising illegal parties in London. As the parties absorbed the energy of acid house, police raids in 1989 saw them relocate to Berlin, where they set up installations out of old military equipment, trucks, tanks and cars. They were one of the Eastern Bloc's first impression of the West as the Berlin Wall fell in 1989.
Hello Robin.
Hi there.
Thanks for letting us stay at your place while we're in Melbourne.
Oh, it's a pleasure. That's a real honour, in fact.
Oh,
because I think what you're doing is spot on, and it's really good to see energies moving in this land now, particularly where so much uranium is being dug out of the ground. I think it's a really important issue.
All right, do you want to tell us a little bit about mutoid waste?
Yeah, we're basically still working with waste, sculpting with it, creating all kind of freely expressed forms. Where there's waste, we'll turn it into sculptural form, and we've been doing a lot of work since getting to Melbourne 2 or 3 years ago with the rave scene, providing installations and such like for some of the major parties going off here. It's been really good fun. Yeah.